Yo, what is up everyone, Z-Karma here and welcome back to another video. How's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is staying safe, staying inside, all that good stuff. But today I wanted to go over the top 10 legendary shields in Borderlands 3. There are many shields in this game, some are better than others, but they all serve the same purpose. The first 5 shields that I will mention are in no specific order. Only the top 5 will be in order, with number 1 being the best shield in the entire game, at least in my opinion. All of the shields on the list are top tier, so if you're using any of these shields, you are doing something right. So anyway, before I get into this list, if you guys find this video informative or helpful in some way, a like rating is always appreciated, and if you want to subscribe for more Borderlands 3 content, that'll be awesome as well. Kicking off this list, we have the Rerouter. You can find this shield at the Splinterlands on Pandora. Go to this location on the map to farm Princess Tarantella. This shield deserved the spot on this list because it is one of the best shields for bossing. It works amazing with any Vault Hunter, especially with Flak, and it has a special ability that when your shields are full, your first shot will drain 50% of your shields and turn it into 120% amp damage. The only downside to this is that it is less effective on multi-pellet weapons because the amped damage will only be based off of 1 pellet worth of damage. Still, I think this is a very good shield for bossing, especially when you're using snipers, launchers, or any single pellet powerful weapon. Next up, we have the Ricoh. This shield is obtained during the final mission of the Moxie's Heist of the Handsome Jackpot. It is a super defensive shield as it reflects a ton of bullets. It has a 50% chance to reflect shots while shielded, and an 80% chance to reflect shot while not shielded. The downside to the shield is that it will only reflect bullet projectiles, so anything else that is shot at you will be hitting you. Nevertheless, this shield is still no slack and is definitely a top tier shield. Moving on, we have the Band of Cyttorak. You can farm it on Ambermire on Eden 6. Head over to this location on the map where you will be farming the Unstoppable. This shield has a very nice ability that will increase your weapon damage by 22% when it is depleted. Although it sounds like very little damage, this shield also comes with a low capacity and a very high recharge rate and fast recharge delays. This makes it so that your shield is easily broken to get this bonus, but also the recharge rate will help you max out your shield almost instantly. The downside to the shield is that it only works well on builds that have a good amount of lifesteal, because it is the only way to stay alive while using the shield. So if you're a Mo's player, don't even think about using this. Next, we have the Recharger. You can find it on Electricity at Promethea. Head over to this location on the map where you will be farming Urist Muck Enforcer. This shield is an absolute beast, one of my favorite shields to use in the game, and the reason is very simple. It is like having 2 shields at a time. So basically, with this shield, it will instantly get a full recharge when it is broken. It does have a 20-second cooldown, but it still works very well. There is another shield with the same effect called the Recharge Burner, but this one also creates a Nova that damages enemies when broken. This drops from Valkyrie Squad, so in case you guys are interested, you can go ahead and farm that one instead. Moving on, we have a new contender, and this one is the new shield called Old God. This was introduced with DLC 2, and you can find it on Negel Nishai. Get to the very end of the map where you will be farming the Empowered Gron. This is the best source for the shield, although it is a world drop, so feel free to farm it anywhere within the DLC. This shield can come in any element, and it has 2 abilities that are based on the element. It will give you 20% extra damage of the element, and it also gives you a 25% elemental resistance. The 20% extra elemental damage is additive with other elemental damage bonuses, and overall this shield is very good defensive and offensive shield that in my opinion deserves a spot on this list, especially when you have one of every element and just use them accordingly. And with this, we have reached the halfway point. And remember that the shields mentioned were in no specific order. Any of these shields are great for their purpose, so just keep that in mind. And now we move on to the top 5 shields in all of Borderlands 3, and these are in order. So anyways, let's just get straight into it. Coming in at number 5, we have the Big Boom Blaster. You can find it at Ambermire on Eden 6. Go to this location on the map where you will be farming the Unstoppable. This has been one of my favorite shields to use for a while now. This shield drops boosters that will restore 60% shields, 1 grenade, and heavy ammo. So technically your shields can be automatically regened depending on how much you have left. And this shield is also an irreplaceable when it comes to using heavy weapons and grenades. You will never run out of heavy ammo for your launchers. So for it being essential to those kind of builds, it deserves the number 5 spot. Moving on to the number 4 spot, we have the version 0.M. This shield can be obtained from Wotan at the takedown. The shield works very similar to the rerouter, except that it is usually the better of the two, at least in my opinion. When the shield is full, your shots will drain 25% shield and give you 125% bonus amp damage. Additionally, when you get a kill, there will be a circle on the ground, and if you stand on it, all of your damage will receive a 50% increase in damage, which is multiplicative. This shield is an absolute monster and definitely deserves the 4th spot on this list. Next up, on the number 3 spot, we have the Frozen Heart. You can find it at Jacob's Estate on Eden 6. Head over to this location on the map where you will be farming Aurelia. This shield is great because it literally insta-freezes enemies around you when broken. So when it breaks, it releases a Cryo Nova that deals about 20,000 damage at level 57. And all that damage will be returned as health. So as long as you have enemies around you, doesn't matter how hard an enemy hits you, you should stay alive thanks to that lifesteal. Additionally, that Nova is so strong with cryo damage that it's going to freeze every single enemy around you, literally insta-freezing them. Once you freeze all the enemies, it gives you a chance to back off to safety for reloading or for health regen or shield regen. Whatever you need is just such a great defensive shield, and shields are meant to be defensive, so it definitely deserves the 3rd spot on this list. Moving on to the number 2 spot, we have another defensive shield. It is the Stopgap Shield. You can find this at Jacob's Estate on Eden 6. Head over to this spot on the map where you will be farming El Dragon Jr. The Stopgap is without a doubt an S tier shield. It is one of the best defensive shields in the entire game, and what it does is very simple. When your shield breaks, it will give you a 5-second immunity phase, which is absolutely insane. Gives you more than enough time to get away or deal with the enemies without taking any damage. There is no cooldown, but you do need to wait until your shield is filled up back again before you can get that immunity phase on break. I mean, let's be honest, we've all seen the level 1 stopgap shields on Moes, making you borderline invincible. This shield has the number 2 spot because it works very well on any character, but especially on Moes. So if you want to stay alive, the process is called living, is what the red text says. Make sure to use this shield. And finally, we have arrived to the number 1 spot. This is 100%, without a doubt, the best shield in the entire game. It will probably come as no surprise to all of you, and this is the Transformer. It can be found at Lectra City on Promethea. Head over to this location on the map to farm Kilovolt. This shield will make you immune to all shock damage, and it will turn all incoming shock damage into shields. So this can be very easily abused by throwing shock weapons or shock explosives on the ground to regen your own shield, and you can also leave enemies dealing shock damage alive. So if you have a badass zealot shooting rockets that are shock damage, you can just leave them alive while you deal with the rest of the enemies, and that zealot is just going to keep your shields up. And you might not notice this, but shock is what drains your shields the fastest. And also, it is one of the most common used elements from enemies in the game. I have been using the Transformer since the start of the game. The moment I got it on my first playthrough, I knew it was going to be the best shield in the game, and to this day, there is not one shield that rivals the defensive prowess of the Transformer. And on that note, I will go ahead and end the video. Let me know what you guys think about this list. Any shields that you think deserve at least an honorable mention here, please leave them in the comments below. And to anyone still watching this video, thank you for watching all the way through. It helps out more than you guys know. And I also wanted to thank each and every one of you for watching my videos, subscribing, dropping a like, because we recently hit 13,000 subscribers and we just keep on growing. From the bottom of my heart, thank you guys so much. Let's keep it going, and I will do my best to put out quality content out for you guys. But anyways, hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Borderlands 3 content. Hope y'all have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.